We back up? Can you hear me? Is my computer going to come to life and kill me? The past month, I've had to deal with multiple updates between NVIDIA, OBS, which disconnect Restream and cause me to have to basically reformat Restream every single time, which caused my microphones and speaker bars to go out. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. Lately, it doesn't seem like it's worth my time much. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Alex, I'm here. Just getting really sick and tired of OBS and NVIDIA and Restream uh, basically shitting on me every week. And it gets to the point where after dealing with fixing all the corruption that their updates causes, I don't want to touch my computer. I don't want to work on a model. I don't want to do anything. I just want to say fuck it. You know? It's just I'm tired enough as it is that I really just don't want extra bullshit piled on. And I just did fucking 7 days straight at work. It's my second day off. I'm still feeling worn out and exhausted, and I have not been happy lately. Like, at all. I know, woe is me, who gives a shit? It's what I gotta deal with. I'm getting to that point where I don't have the mental energy to deal with a lot of fuckery again, and I don't like it. Sorry for being such a downer, but it's how it is. That's why I haven't touched the Enterprise. I haven't had the patience. I feel like I'd probably send it into a wall or something if I had the wrong thing happen. So when I don't feel right, I don't work on models, which is counterproductive because working on models is supposed to be what helps me relax. But even the other day, I tried working on something a little bit before work, and my hand coordination was absolute donkey shit. Like, I was dropping every part I picked up, no matter how big or small it was. Not so much that it's gotten busy, but the way the scheduling works, they use a fucking computer to do it. It doesn't care how many days you work straight. It only cares that you get 2 off a week. So, my last 2 before these 2 was Monday and Tuesday. This week it was Wednesday, Thursday. So I worked Wednesday to Tuesday. I even brought it up to the boss. I said, is there any way you can manually adjust this, please? Because, yeah, that's going to physically kill me. And I shouldn't still feel this dead on my second day off, you know? I shouldn't spend my days off literally recovering from work. I really have to only make 2 of these sprockets. And honestly, if it happens again, I might start looking again someplace else, someplace that's a little more 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and less bullshit. But that's me. Solway Studios, or no, that's I thought that was Solway. Aries Studios, thank you for the resub. Thought that was Solway resubbing for a moment. I'm like, ooh, he never resubs. It is much appreciated. I don't want today to be a rant stream, but sorry, the computer pissed me off before I had a chance to do much of anything, so we're gonna have some ranting today. I've been better. That's why I haven't been really motivated to do much. That's why I haven't even been on here, is because it's. And I know people say, "Oh, you're a wuss, you're a pussy. It's not that hard to stream." Yeah, it is actually. If I'm working on a model myself, it's just me and the model. You know, I handle it as it comes. Work on it slow, little 15-minute spurts. But I'd like to stream. I want to stream. But it's hard to stream when it's already starting off on a negative balance because computer problems, right? And then add into that negative balance, you got to concentrate on the model. You have your viewers asking questions. So my overall, like, energy reservoir, for lack of a better word, is already low. My patience is already low. How's that? And you need that mental patience to do all three things at the same time. I know you guys get it for one point or another, but a lot of people don't. And that's why it takes a little more energy. And when you're already just physically drained, you really don't want to be doing much of anything. You either want to stream and just bullshit, which is why I've been playing the Stalker games from time to time, or you just want to work on the model with nothing else around, you know? I really can't describe it any other way. And the other detriment to the working 7 days straight is I have to spend my days off getting caught up on what's not getting done during the week because my wife works from home. Her knees aren't much better than mine, but we got the laundry to do. We've got yard work to do. We just, all the usual stuff. And by the time she's off and I'm off and we're ready to do whatever, we just don't have the time, you know? I don't know, it just feels like everything's starting to take a step back again, and I really don't want that to happen. Hey, Katie. How you doing? Oh, bitching and complaining as usual, but what else is new? I'm just starting to get tired of being tired again. Yeah, like I went to help a friend get a couple parts for his car at a pick and pull yesterday. Didn't expect it to take 3 hours, but it did. Can you guys see everything okay? Exactly, Alex. It's that when you want to do that thing, right? When you're looking forward to doing that thing, um, be it streaming, be it whatever, right? So for those not on YouTube watching, Alex says in the chat that little alone time when you can shut out all the shit, and then it doesn't work. PC, internet, you know, it helps to laugh. It does if it happens from time to time. Lately, my time off has been so dispersed that every time I try, it's been long enough. Fucking Nvidia updates or OBS updates, which causes Nvidia to update, which causes Restream to update, which causes Restream to reset all my shit, which causes me to have to remember all my logins on 3 separate things and log the fuck back in on all of them to tell it what to do again, to only have it get reset again the next week, which makes me not want to do it anymore. I know. First world problems. The wife and I have been watching Fallout. I have played 3 and New Vegas. Not so much 4 or 76, but I have to say the series is pretty well done. Looks like they filmed in um, somewhere in South Africa. I think where that old diamond mining town was that got shut down, and southern Utah. That's just it, Solway. I don't turn my stuff on for that until the day I stream, until I feel like it. So I kind of have to. Yeah, I could set it up. As I said, I really don't have the brain power for that right now. So I appreciate the advice, but I work differently. You know that. I'm an idiot. Because for me to stream lately, it's more on a whim, more spur of the moment that I've actually think I've got the mental capacity to do it. And most of the times I don't have to deal with a lot of resets and shit. But lately, both Nvidia and OBS have been fixing some pretty weird shit. Exactly. That's exactly it, Alex. And that's what I'm kind of tired of dealing with. Because by the time you get the notification, the time's expired, so you have to resend the notification to fix the notification from the expired time notification. I get it, security, but Jesus. Next, what, I gotta dig up my dead grandfather to get his DNA to certify things? Come on. And I was complaining to Aries about that exact thing, Alex. That very exact scenario. 2 weeks ago. I just decided to say screw it and take last week and not stream and just completely vegged. But as far as Fallout, I like it. There's some stupid articles doing the rounds about certain things that aren't included in the show, which, I'm glad they didn't. But overall, I'm happy with how Fallout turned out. I think they did the best job they could incorporating the look and feel of the games into the show. The effects are good. Even the power armor, the Brotherhood of Steel power armor, could have looked really, really bad. It could have looked like some fan-made Space Marine armor so easily, like with the floppy knees and the floppy feet and stuff. But they actually did a really good job pulling it off, and it actually looks more like somebody wearing a suit of armor than not. It could have gone really bad and looked like the Cyberman from Doctor Who, and it didn't. And there's other things in the overall story that really hit home. Even my wife is really into it, and she's never played any of the games. But tell you how tired I am, right? I downloaded Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't even had the mental capacity to complete the tutorial on it. I played the first introductory mission where you go to steal the car and all that. I haven't touched it since. I mean, I haven't even played the Stalker games in that time much. And these are games I know like the back of my hand, and I've actually got them tuned in and working properly for how I like on the Xbox. And, I could play the games blindfolded, and I still just don't have the mental capacity for it right now. So I've been trying to do something brainless. Again, why I haven't really done a lot of work on the Enterprise and finished that. I got one engine to finish decaling, some minor details to paint on the outside, and a final sealing coat, and I can hook it up to the base. Maybe a day or two's work. I could have done it between today and yesterday. Nope. I've been that drained. Maybe next week. We'll see. I've got a lot of light on my face, don't I? Let's try turning you off, see what the sunlight does. If not, we'll draw the curtain. No, I have to draw the curtain. Oh well. I was enjoying the natural light. Is that a little better? I think so. Okay. I know I should use my nippers, but I'm not. But overall, it's hard to do something when it feels like your body doesn't want to work right. The short should be up now. I don't know if you've seen that one. I posted the short on that. And what's weird is I posted a short of my Leopard 1A or Leopard 2A7, and within 24 hours it had 2,200 views, and by now it's got 2,400 views, and it surpassed all but two of my other shorts. So I think the algorithm doesn't care. Okay, will this fit in here? Nope. Where will this fit? Something ain't right here. Are there two different sizes? Yep, there's two different sizes. Great. I just mixed them up. But that's the other thing with my motivation issues. It's difficult to make shorts. It's difficult to keep, that momentum going. Because I'm not finishing anything to do the shorts on. But I guess that's what happens when you have a real job and this is just a hobby. And that's the thing I keep trying to tell myself, is that it is a hobby. It's not my job, as much as I would like it to be. Like it says, I need to... This kit's supposed to be snapped together, right? Yeah, I ain't buying that on these. They're getting glued together like a normal kit. And I am working on another figure to print out to paint. I've only got one part left to print, believe it or not. But, yeah, even that, I feel like I've got no time for a lot lately. Hey, Fenrir, how you doing? Doing all right. Hanging in there. Just having a rough start today. No, you're not wrong. Alex has just said that even Bandai kits need glue. And yeah, even some of the newest ones, I bet you I could find a place on, say, the Perfect Grade Falcon that I would feel would need some glue. Oh, did you hear about your F-15? I don't know if Ares told you. It's good news. No, even better. She's been repainted in the markings she had when she made the last kill, and she is now in the Air Force Museum. From what I last read, I believe it was the one in Ohio. Yeah, she flew in, they drained her fluids, and put her inside. 86156, right? Yeah, she's in a museum now. Some of your history is preserved. As far as I'm aware, no, as far as I'm aware, um, she's the only F-15 with 2 kills, MiG-29 kills. Pretty damn sure she's in the museum. Let me recheck that. It's been retired to the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force. It used to be at the National Guard base in Dayton. Or no, it used to be at the National Guard base in Massachusetts. Now it's in Dayton, Ohio. Basically in the Hall of Fame for the Air Force. Yeah, she ain't going on no stick. Yep, it's part of Air Force history. They're not gonna stick it on a stick to rot. It's gonna be housed in the same building as the XB-70 Valkyrie and the Memphis Belle. Now tell me that didn't bring a nice grin to your face. She went from Lakenheath to a guard base, and now she's at the museum. So Platano Boy, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated, and welcome to the channel. How you doing? The name seems new, but the symbol seems familiar. We are building a Grizzly tank. It's from Command and Conquer Red Alert. It's the American unit. It's the one that can become an in-place turret or not. Fenrir, thank you for the resub. So, I've been trying to get to this model for a couple weeks now. And the wires inside are for the light unit, which is magnetically activated. I just got it disassembled for painting once I get the lower hull put together. It's been a couple weeks. Been having a kind of difficult time. But I'm trying. And thanks again for the sub. Every little does help. Nice. Oh, wait. Not Steve, are you? Okay, there's one side done. Now we're just doing the other side. Now, a friend I helped get some Camaro parts yesterday was also doing a D&D campaign. I know he comes on from time to time. Oh, I don't know if I have a light approach. I get a little heavy sometimes, but the attendance is cheering things up. I just wish I could be on more. Once I get these wheels assembled, I'm going to take a move-around break. What I can do is get the hull of the Enterprise down and show you just how far I've gotten on it. And you'll see why I can't work on it on stream. It's just too big. Like, if I was working on it right now, one of the engines would be right about here in the camera at all times. I do appreciate it, thank you. I try. I wish YouTube wasn't such a stickler on music, but at the same time, I think a lot of you guys like listening to your own stuff in the background. And I know Katie doesn't like Nine Inch Nails, that's what's playing right now. One plane I hope eventually gets into the Air Force Museum. I don't know if we could start a petition for it to get it taken out of Luke Air Force Base and repainted back to the grays, but F-16D number 778. You can actually Google that and see what it did. Okay, so now I think I have to start getting the other ones that will fit. That's too big. Too big. Yeah, they give me so many of these rings when I don't need that many of them. So yeah, all four of these are now unneeded. So I need the A63s. Um, but one thing the Fallout series is really good at, it does not hide the graphic nature of the world that you're in. If you've played the games, a lot of nice little nods. I haven't watched the final episode, but one element did get spoiled for me. I won't spoil it for you. Um, but yeah, if there's a season two, it's going to take place in probably one of the more well-known locations. See, Alex, that's basically what I do listen to on my stream, with a mix of like Phil Collins, Genesis, Peter Gabriel, movie soundtracks, and stuff like that. But a lot of Nine Inch Nails and Gary Newman and that kind of stuff. So if you've got a playlist with that on it, just put it on, and you're probably at some point going to be listening to the same song I do. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, what am I doing? I want to skip to something a bit more, I don't want to say upbeat, but more quickly paced. Not only MiG-25 killer, first AMRAAM kill, first American F-16 kill, and first beyond visual range kill for the AMRAAM on an F-16. And I actually did a model of her when, well, some of you probably saw it. But the model I made is how she looked when I worked on her in the 63rd. To be fair, it was a MiG-25 in service of the Iraqi Air Force, so it may as well have just been a MiG-21. Who's behind me? Hi, Mittens! Oh, and Allie's in the little hut. You leave her alone, boy. My little mutant wants attention. Mittens, come here. And Marbles. Hey, there's your brother. Who else is down here? Just you three? Oh, other good news that's happened since my last stream. Arnie was found. He's back home safe. He lost quite a bit of weight, which wasn't good given his age. Um, but he's doing a lot better. He probably still won't make it past Christmas from what we can tell. Because he's just, you can tell when they're starting to get old. But he was found and returned to us. So the chair cat is still here. He got out somehow. We don't know. We can't figure it out because we're always pretty good to check the doors when we're standing near them or getting something like the mail. But somehow he got out and just ran off. We think maybe the dogs around the house may have scared him. Because he's managed to get out in the past. But he never ran off. He always stayed around the house. Like one time he was out overnight, we found him by our front door in the morning. So we think something scared him off or chased him off from the house, and he got lost. It was also raining, so he couldn't find his way back via scent. Like the entire time he was gone, it was raining. But yep, the chair cat is back. Not chair catting as much, but he's around still. Well, he's 17, Alex. He's as much of a staple of the channel as anything else here. He's been here since day one. when I had different office chairs, he would sit on the back behind me and just sleep. And he'd be up there the entire stream, or he'd get down in my face, get some pets and stuff like that. But he's back. Which is going to make it harder when he does finally pass, because we were kind of already saying our goodbyes. Because we figured he'd run off to pass away. Somebody found him in their garage. Their dog was going nuts outside the door, and they went in and found him sitting inside, starving. He's a good boy, though. Just your classic stripy short hair. All right, so while some of this sets up, let me show you guys where we are in the Enterprise, because I know there probably are some people who want an update, and anyone watching the stream will get one. So give me one sec. The only other person chatting Fenrir is Alex on YouTube. I've got Restream going, so this is on YouTube and Twitch. I can read both chats, but you have to be on both to read them if you're a viewer. I know there's other ways to get them to mix, but you got to pay for that. And I'm cheap. So here's the Enterprise saucer, fully decaled. Some minor paint nitpicks to take care of. I think the bridge needs to have more of an aluminum sheen to it. And then it'll get an overall uniform semi-gloss finish. This area right here that surrounds the neck, from here to here, will get painted duck egg blue once it's glued together. And I'll be able to seal the seam there so there's no light leak. I got to put a new clip on this for attaching it to the main hull. But yeah, all the decals are on. Probably a little more attention with setting solution just to make sure I got all the bubbles. But she's looking good, and probably some, again, aluminum sheen on there. Yeah, it's 350 a scale, Planet. But that's just the saucer. The engineering hull is getting the same treatment. And most of the decals are done except for this engine. Once the decals are on, it'll be getting sealed as well, and then I have to paint these and these copper and dark metallic once they're done, and some of the vents on the pylons. You can see how like you said, the Aztec is nice and subtle. A couple of us were afraid that it was going to be extremely, like, sorry, brain poop. The contrast would be too high up, right? Like, the contrast would be very high on it. I think because I put the decals on over a pearl white instead of just a straight white, it helped tone them down a bit. I didn't paint it. This is all decals. I still have to apply decals to this engine here. So they follow this and stop. I still have to apply them to the back half and underside. The whole thing's been wallpapered. And once that one's done for the most part, hold on, I'm on something. There we go. Once that one's finished, I have the Defiant and Deep Space Nine to finish. And then the Reliant. I've got to move that saucer before it falls down. Yeah, there's also the Reliant from the Wrath of Khan. So let's get back to this suspension malarkey. Yeah, no pressure then, Alex. Except the Reliant's fiberglass, and if I screw it up, there's no way to replace it. The kit's been discontinued. Where was I? Deep Space Nine is already half assembled. I'm waiting on a part to come in the mail because there was a piece missing from the kit. But once that's here, I'll be able to really start slamming that out. And it'll be even easier to light because it's molded completely in clear plastic. So I install the lights, paint it, and then use a drill bit to basically poke holes in the paint through the clear plastic. It even comes with a full set of brain fart decals for windows that I could apply to use as a template to drill out. And that is small enough, I should be able to work on it on stream when I get to it. So there's 6. I need 2 more pairs. There's going to be a lot of leftover pieces on this. Yeah, Fenrir just linked the history for the F-16 I was talking about. Right now, it's actually wearing an experimental desert camouflage they were going to put on F-16s back during the first Gulf War, but they never did. But I guess they've been getting, bored enough at Luke. They're painting aircraft up in special paint schemes. Actually, after I finish the Enterprise, but before I get back on more Star Trek, I might finally kick myself in the ass enough to finish the space pod from 2001. I have too many projects going on, which is probably another contributing factor to my model building paralysis. I can't decide what to work on because I want to work on everything. But I think if I can get this assembled today, not painted, but at least assembled, and I can throw out a box, it'll help. I need to get back in that habit I had last year. Finish 3 before I buy one. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable, man. And if you want to do it without spending too much money just to get the practice in, if you got a Hobby Lobby or some other kind of arts and crafts store near you that sells models, just pick up a cheap tank kit. I know a lot of the Warhammer stuff would be more in scale with what you've been doing, but just get yourself a cheap tank kit and have at it, have fun. I still don't know if I should do this in gray with a winter camouflage on it, kind of like it looks on the box, or if I should actually paint it in a somewhat correct type of camouflage for it. Now, I won't bore everybody by doing the tracks on stream, because that's just going to be about 300 repeats of the same step over and over again. Ooh, excuse me. Thanks again to everybody hanging out. One tank I've always wanted to do, because it's really nothing special, but it's just the fact that it's unusual. I'd like to do an initial production M1 Abrams with the 105 millimeter and all that stuff. Not the 120 millimeter, not the M1A1 or M1A2, but I'm talking the original M1 released in 85, 86, where they had the balls to paint Bill the Cat from Bloom County on the turret. I know, Fenrir, I've been trying, but lately the energy just hasn't been there. Either energy, patience, time, or brain power. They all need to line up. Aries kind of kicked my ass into doing it today. Who's meowing at me? Marmar, come here. Come here, Marble Boy. Where you at? Come here. Come on, big buddy. See if we can get marbles in the chair. Come here. Up. Come on. Up. Come on. Yeah. Come on. There you go. There we go. Come here. Oh, I got you. Oh, I know. Yes, you're a big baby. Yeah, you are. Yeah. How's my feral boy doing, huh? We lost Rocky on Easter, started having seizures. Oh. That's kind of what I want to do, Alex, is I want to do an M1 in the Murdoch camo, but with the winter whitewash on it. Hey, Marmar boy. I know, you hate being held like this, but you're such a good kitty. Yes, you are. Okay, you can get down. Good boy. That's one of the crazy cats. It would be great to do one in 1/16 scale for RC. Um, I'd be happy to do one in 1/35 scale as well. I know the Tamiya kit's pretty good, and back in the day, AMT Ertl reboxed the Italeri kit of the same tank. If I could find either one. I just rubbed up on my leg. It was marbles again. Excuse me again. Yawning. I need some Mountain Dew, I think. But we'll be watching the final episode of Fallout tonight. If nobody else has watched it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. I know Aries said he tried watching it. He could only get to the 4th episode before he turned it off. Overall, it's a slow burn. But trust me, it's worth it. And just like the game, it can be serious, but at the same time, it's so tongue in cheek at times. It matches the tone of the game perfectly. I even like the little nod of the junk cannon that you see the guy using in one of the earlier episodes. I think you'll be probably a little happier with the Roddy Fenrir, because I know boxers are essentially like Dalmatians; they're perpetual puppies. So, not saying your dog was anything but good, but just the Roddy will be so much more well behaved. Boxers sometimes seem like they're just a little special. But who am I to kid? I've got some pretty stupid cats too. They are. They can both be little thieves. You know what? Just to make up in the gap, don't drop that. I might pull one of my models I haven't done a reel on yet and prep it for one tonight. Yeah, I think Roddies are a bit more physically stable in that department. I don't recall really hearing anything about that with them. We're like Shepherds, they have their hips, or if they play too hard, they can twist their stomachs. One of my friends lost his German Shepherd that way. Rolled over and the stomach twisted internally. What are you doing down there, Marmar? Oh, that's Mittens. The mutant. Mitty, come here. He doesn't want to be held right now. He's hunting his brother. Yeah, that's good. And it sounds like the yours just it had something going on mentally where it just kept having the seizures. Oh, cool. So on this tank, I'll just show you the instructions cover. That's what they're suggesting you paint it like. So I'm thinking a medium gray with a winter whitewash over with the blue color. Or I could paint it up like an actual NATO tank from the same time period, you know, late Cold War. Gotcha. Yeah, because boxers, which one would look good, the gray or the Cold War camo? Because you can tell by the pieces it's derived from M1 and M60. And it would be easier to carry the gray over to the turret parts for when, if I ever want to display it with the legs out. Or I should just buy a second one and build it that way. I have. I have definitely done NATO camos a bunch of times. But I was debating this or doing a 35th scale figure painting. Because I've got some neat ones I could work on. I've got a one of those Army Kawasaki's with the rider from Dragon Models. Okay. So B2 and B1. But as far as Fallout, I remember reading somewhere somebody complained that the NCR wasn't in it, and I'm sitting there thinking, what fucking version of this show did you watch? They're in it. Cat hair. Okay, so you go like that. Let me clean all the stuff off of this. So from what I can tell, this is the face that goes towards the lower hull. Okay. And nothing else needs to go in between here and there. And it was nice to see some actors we haven't seen in a while in Fallout. Like Kyle MacLachlan, aka Paul Atreides from the '84 Dune, and one of the main characters from Twin Peaks. And then one of the later episodes, when they reveal the ghoul, um, Bubba from Forrest Gump was in it. My wife's like, "Who is that? Why does he look familiar?" I'm like, "That's Bubba." So they had that actor in it. Age 16, age. Where's the H sprue? Is this it? Yes, it is. I'm leaving the 40 millimeter and the M2 Browning off until all painting is done. Right now, Twitch. Alex is watching on YouTube, but overall, YouTube's had steady engagement. Like every time I turn it on, there's somebody there. Where there's been times on Twitch where, aside from Aries, nobody else is on. So I think I'm getting more random engagement on YouTube than I do on Twitch. Crap, I gotta take that off, don't I? And Twitch, the problem with YouTube is I can't do anything with it monetarily until I meet YouTube's minimum requirements for being able to monetize things. So I have to have this certain amount of followers, subscribers, and all that. Similar to how Twitch has its stuff. But I noticed that after stream, I get more random viewers, as in, like, people watching afterward on YouTube. And I'll get more comments and likes on that, which means there are people coming in afterward and checking out what I'm doing. Whereas on Twitch, you don't get that as much after you've streamed. So it's still kind of 50-50, leaning more towards YouTube on the overall engagement. But I'll stay with Twitch for right now until I have reason not to. Why is this not making sense to me? Because I'm doing it backwards. I was doing it right the first time. Trust your instincts. Well, if anyone else is having trouble placing Walton Goggins, who here watched Predators? The one with Adrian Brody where they all get sent to the other planet? He was the convict in the orange jumpsuit in Predators. Oh yeah, I like having a live audience as well, Alex. Don't get me wrong there. But I'm just saying, as far as the post streaming engagement, YouTube is climbing up quickly, as opposed to Twitch. But YouTube doesn't also have stupid lists where people are quietly blacklisted because they don't think like the rest of the people running the show, you know? Things like that. Okay, so we got that. So I need D6. Why is it showing me things I haven't made yet? Yes, he was. Okay, because it's up here. Maybe? No, that's here. This is being weird. It's not giving me part numbers. Go D. Okay, down here. D45, 47, and G1. Well, he said it himself. He likes Westerns, right? The actor he's become now, especially the way he looks, he's very much, not so much typecast, but he said it in an interview recently where you couldn't see him playing a New York gangster, right? He fits that Western outlaw sheriff kind of character. And I think that's why he liked the Ghoul so much, because it's Fallout is very much a modern Western. There's even a nod to South Park with one of the characters in the show. I will, and it's not about Kenny, but I will let you guys figure out which old South Park character we're talking about. We're talking about something from the 90s here. Um, G, G, and they basically had the Wacky Wasteland perk selected when they made the show. I just feel bad because, I haven't even posted anything on Instagram, anything. I have not been, I haven't been on. I've been quiet. Probably because I've just been putting all my mental energies towards just getting by. Okay, A29. Like the last thing I did was that short on YouTube, just out of curiosity, to see how quickly it would go compared to my other stuff. And it went very fast. Cat hair in the nose. Okay. So I need an ace brew. But if anything, watch Fallout just to see the resolution of Walton Goggins' character. If anything, regardless of all the other characters. Watch it for his. They could have carried the entire show on the story of the ghoul alone. Katie, you know what you gotta do to get rid of commercials on Twitch? Especially if you got Amazon Prime, it's literally nothing. H10, H9. Oh, I feel your pain there. I gotta buy new leaf springs, bushings, all that for my Camaro. Uh, I'm not doing Netflix just because they've done some bad things in the past. Twitch commercials have gotten crazy, and yeah, let's just leave it at that. I can't remember if I even had pre-rolls on or not. I don't think I do. I can't remember. I'll have to check my settings. Let me know if I do, and that way I can um, turn them off. Oof. Hello, Mia. Welcome to the channel. This is the Border Model Grizzly main battle tank. It's from the game Command and Conquer Red Alert. Let me see if I can get the box art up for you. So, it's the instructions, but the box art's the same. And this is the second in their series. The first one was the Apocalypse tank that the Russians use. So that's the two-barreled one. On her vehicle, it is basically the rear main bearing seal for the crankshaft, which, depending on the vehicle, sometimes you can fix it by removing the oil pan and kind of carefully teasing the old one out. But most times it requires you to at least yank the engine and transmission and pull the crank out of the bottom. Oh, that sucks. Oh, if it helps at all, Katie, Ruin has been running quite well. The break-in went well. No odd oil, or not odd oil, no odd metal flakes in the oil. I don't work those kind of hours, Katie, but I can relate because I work closing shifts where I work now. And honestly, it's been closing shifts since December. And it's kind of getting fucking old. But we're having a hard, just like everybody else, we're having a hard time getting employees. Or getting good employees, getting people who will actually show up. We get people to set up interviews, and they don't even come to the interview. Not gonna say Fenrir because I do work a lot closer to home than I used to, and you know how when shit gets out on the internet, so I'll tell you in private later if you want. You can just message me. I at least work in a place where my knowledge helps a lot, so there's that little. Aries knows. Just ask him to tell you, since I'm kind of midstream. And I didn't take that big of a pay cut from when I left the other job, so I am where I was back in 23 as far as pay, and we weren't living with my pay raise um, long enough for it to affect our quality of life by losing that amount. You know, going from 20 back down to 15. So. Oh, cool. I'll let the wife know, and we can possibly get the spare room ready for you if you want a place to crash for a day or two. Or if you're going to be putting some roots down for a little while. Keep in touch and see how close you are. Yeah, if you want me, I can show you the Apocalypse version. I've finished that one. Well, actually, you kind of have to stop by. Katie. Because I got 2 models that I've been waiting to get to you, but I can't ship them out because they'll shatter apart. One is an EA-6B Prowler, and the other one's a V-22 Osprey. So it's telling me I need to put the spare tracks here. I'm not going to do that just yet. They can wait till after painting. I just know if I try and ship the models, they'll be shattered en route to you. It is the mission of the Postal Service to destroy all models. Just trying to make sure I got all my stuff. There's those. I think the Pioneer tools will be here. Okay. They all have anger issues these days. So I need I5. Just to warn you, though, the Olympics are coming to town again. So the roads out here are absolutely atrocious. More so than usual. Our bloom of road cones is much, much higher than every other year beforehand. So venture at your own risk. So A32. They're not wrong, and other countries have adopted that same principle. I believe Germany, Sweden, Scandinavia, I think they're the same. Denmark, maybe? But, yeah, a lot of European nations have actually gone to a 4-day work week. With the rest of the days being 9-hour days, because if you think about it, 9 times 4 is what? That's not a bad idea. You're talking the current or the current real Grizzlies. And just another thing that's had me kind of doing a lot of sci-fi and figures lately, though. There you go. I'm afraid I was just the wrong age or the wrong time to get in on Pokemon in any city. The base does have an option here for 410s. But even 10 hours a day would that would hurt. I mean, I would be happy with 36 hours a week, even fewer, if the pay was up there, you know? It doesn't have to be a 40-hour work week if you're getting the work done. As long as the pay is equal to the amount of work done, right? Exactly, exactly. The 4 8-hour days. Which is what I used to do at the dinosaur park until shit went weird. Hey, Fenrir, it's still better than doing the 712s because the commander says we need to work on maintenance more. We remember that one, don't we? Hell, if I remember right, um, Aries, you still there? Because if I remember right, that was quite common at Lakenheath to actually have 1 or 2 weeks every couple of months where that was the norm. And that was not with the exercises. And of course, right after I get there, they start making everybody work the bank holidays when they used to be off. Never get to have any fun. Exactly, Alex. And with what I work every day, you can get mentally exhausted quite quickly because you're having to troubleshoot things, right? Yeah, so Aries knows how bad it can be. Um, and not that it's a bad thing, but just in trying to help people figure these issues out. And I'm sorry, when you're throwing numbers in your head all day, you kind of need to be able to shut it off. And there's some people that just don't let you. And I just did a 7 day blow, and no, it wasn't 12s, but it was 9, almost 10 every day. And it hurt. It really hurts, especially when you're on your feet all day and state laws suck. Oh, Platin, if you haven't figured it out, you've got 4 veterans here, so we're talking about some really, really like hell level work environment bullshit. No, I get you. And the thing is, I've known that there's a lot of individuals out there that really shouldn't be doing certain activities regardless. Now I believe that even more. Was that on board, or is that in a civilian job, Katie? Because if that was on ship, there'd be hands thrown. Oh, you're talking civilian side shit? Nah, 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 nah. I'd be throwing hands. I don't care. I would be. Nah. Oh, I get you. I know. What am I not doing right? Besides, I just broke that handle. There we go. I'll take that risk, Fenrir, if it means some Jimmy fuck asshole learned his lesson. And my back goes out more when I sneeze than when I'm actually doing actual labor, so I don't think I'd have to worry about it. You weren't here for the you weren't here for the day that I sneezed and threw out my back on stream, Fenrir. Like I literally could not turn my head. It was that bad. It's like, achoo! Fuck! What? I can't move my back. Hey, Death Scented, how you doing? Welcome back. To be fair, you you haven't missed a lot because I've been very sporadic and inconsistent, so nothing much has really changed. Um, we're still here though. Just in the past year, life is what's a good descriptor for what life has done to me? I need a 6 times 2. There's one. Uh-oh. So does that show up on YouTube, or is it just on Twitch? Well, that's the thing, Katie, and I know you've been there too. Um, to make something like this livable, I'd only need 3 grand a month, right? It's not hard to do, but at the same time, I would need at least a year's worth of savings to basically pay all my bills in that time while I wait for the channel to catch up if I were to transition from real work to doing this the rest of my life. And even then, that's not a guarantee. But for me to be able to establish the schedule and the audience I would require to turn something like Twitch or YouTube around, that's what I'd need. And I'd just need 3 grand of income every month. And I'd still be making slightly more than I'm making right now. But I'd be making enough to pay my half the bills. How's that? It's not like I'm asking for 5 to 6,000 subscribers, which that would be freaking awesome, but I don't know what I'd do with myself. Because in subscribers alone, that would be, say I had 5,000 subs, right? At the current rate, that would average 10 grand a month, right? And that's not counting ad revenue. That's not counting donations, bits. And if YouTube was up to the same standard, I don't even really care about sponsorships, Death Scented. I'm just talking in general. So you wouldn't even need the 1,500 subs to make it livable if you're also counting on ad revenue and everything else. Because if you got the visitor traffic to maintain 1,500 subs, Aries Studios, thank you for the cheer. It also means you've got the traffic to make up a difference in ad revenue, bits, and donations too. So it's not all just subs. I'm just using that as a baseline. But when you, and I know, like I said, Katie's seen it too. She's gone through it. When you have a real job and you're trying to juggle job time, home time, stream time, unfortunately, in those 3 things, stream time is the least valuable, right? And I would like to try and flip it to where it's stream time making more than the job time, you know? And that almost happened during COVID. If I hadn't had to go back to work when I did, it almost broke that barrier. Which is kind of what partially deflated me. And I know the rest of you saw it in just my demeanor and everything, just, you know? What was I doing? D51. And for me to even know that I could rely on that, um, I'd need to be able to maintain that for a year minimum before I even thought to give up on the real job, right? I wouldn't want to start getting those kinds of numbers and then say, oh, I've done 1,500 subs for 2 months straight. I can quit my job. No, that just means I'm on the right track. Now, if I could do that every month for a year, then I would probably be in a better position because then the channel is actually doing what we'd like it to do. And in another 3 to 5 years, there is a chance that could happen. Because, what the frack? So it told me to make 8, but I'm seeing that I need 10. Where was I going with this? My wife's already told me that when we move, we're basically going to use the equity built up in our house to get our new house. Because this one will be mostly paid off by that point, but it'll be worth 3 times more than what we paid for it. And then we can move to an area that has cheaper houses up in Washington, a smaller town. And they do exist up there. And eventually open my own hobby shop, but that's besides the point. But if we can eliminate the need for both of us to be working as heavily, especially if she's working from home with her company, that would allow me to concentrate on the streaming a bit more and probably make that happen, right? But no, it doesn't take a massive audience. But I don't want to rely on Twitch's partner program in that regard. I want to be able to know that I could do it outside of the constraints of strictly Twitch. Because they may not be around forever. So we bought ours in 14. It's almost 3,000 square feet. 4 levels. We bought it for 180. 180,000. Yeah. And that's after we had to deal with losing our first house because City Mortgage was being a cunt. And we got caught up in their bullshit. And they basically caused us to default on our house. They screwed us around. Because once our son is gone, we don't need a house this big, right? Because what we want to do is, the place we want to move to is a small town outside of Spokane. Basically, we just want a small 2, maybe 3-bedroom tops house. And one thing a lot of houses up there come with is big pole barn, fully furnished workshops that really don't add to the cost of the house. That would be my streaming and model building studio, so to speak. So imagine, when I start a stream, instead of seeing these display cases behind me, there would be a much larger, more panoramic room with a fucking Camaro sitting in it. And some other things, and just better presentation. Death Scented, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now if it weren't for the likes of Ares, and Fenrir and others. Was it last year? It was, I think. It was last year. Couldn't remember if it was last year or the year before. Aries tells me I've got a package. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I go look for it. It's not there. But he's like, wait, it says the package has been delivered. Not at my door, it hasn't. But the UPS driver was still sitting out there, some little blonde girl, just, picking her nose in the front seat. And I go up to her and say, not trying to tell you how to do your job, but I think you fucked up the delivery and my package isn't here. Sure enough, she delivered it to the wrong house. I was running on 4 gigs of RAM on a computer that was already like 10 years out of date. And people in my audience essentially bought me a new computer setup. And, I'm still here. And others have donated other things through time. My back is twinging. Actually, Aries, see if that clip is still up that you made. It should be somewhere. We caught the whole thing on stream. Yeah. I didn't ask for it. No, none of that. Have I been plucking the wrong ones? I've been plucking the wrong ones. Plucking them like bad chicken. But if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now, because that summer after I took our little trip, things went really south at my other job. They started gaslighting me, How jobs do these days when they don't want an employee around much longer, but they're not going to fire him. No worries, Fenrir. You mean I can't sing the Weeble Wobble song? That one. Not that one. That one. Not that one. That's a big part of it. Descented. And that's kind of what's impacted me since August of last year, when I dropped the old job. But and I've been slowly working on it. There's times I'm wondering if I made the right choice in new job, right? Which I still think I have so far. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. But the thing is, I'm just trying to make the best of the job until we are able to move and make that next step on what I want to do. And even if I don't have to work, something happened here that's not right. Now we'll figure it out. Overall, Fenrir, yes. I'm not having to commute 50 miles a day round trip. I've got my Camaro back. My new job is advantageous in that, in a way, it actually helps with that car. But this week was really rough for me because it felt like I was coming home, sleeping, getting up, and going to work. Since I'm working closes and I work weekends, I'm not getting any time with the wife, you know, stuff like that. So it's kind of a mixed bag. All right, catch you later. Good night. I can only hope that we hire more people on relatively soon because we've lost 6 since August. And maybe I won't be working closes as much. Ah, fuck. Drop. Actually, that was more of a ping fuck than a drop. Where'd that go? There it is. Okay, Katie, take it easy. I gotta work at the grind tomorrow too, but not till 10. So, like, tomorrow's a 10 to 8. And so's the next day, which is the shittiest time of day to do it because you get home, you get a couple hours maybe, you go to sleep so you can be back up at 8 to be in at work by 10. Right? And it's just, god damn it. It's just a shitty cycle. And I'm kind of getting kind of sick of it. And it's a long shift. So, let me see something real quick. That's a fucking 10-hour shift, not counting the lunch break. That's a 9.5-hour shift. But that's why I haven't been streaming either. Yeah, take it easy, Katie. See you later. But when you're on your feet for 9.5 of those 10 hours, and it's just tiring, especially when you deal with some really dumb people too. Like, we're talking people on the level of, you guys remember the Star Trek The Next Generation episode where those aliens kidnap Geordi and they're like, you make us strong, you make our weapons work, you know, those assholes, right? Now imagine dealing with the actual human equivalent of those characters many times a day. You wouldn't have much faith in humanity either after that. I'm gonna temp install the road wheels. Just so I don't have a shit ton of parts floating around. And if you don't remember the aliens I'm talking about in Next Generation, just go to YouTube, type in Star Trek TNG, you make us strong, and you'll see the exact brain power of what I'm talking about. I used to work for a German company named Fresenius. Never again. That felt like that pin broke. We were making saline bags. This is back in 2008 after I got out of the Air Force the first time. 12-hour days on your feet with just a lunch break. I am never doing that again. Ever. All right. So there's that. Yeah, we're not going to do the tracks today. Let's see if we can get the other half of this thing together and at least get the tank on its feet. I like how these hook on. But Fresenius was essentially a sweatshop, um, guised as a, yeah, Aries. And that's what I've been trying to reclaim since last year, is that work-life balance that I think has been lost. And it's getting harder and harder as it feels like there's a certain apathy from everybody, from corporate to the people working there, that doesn't allow you to do it. Between things getting more expensive and people just not giving a shit anymore, it's just hard to live. I mean, I would love to do this all day, every day, for minimum 6 hours a day, and I'd be one. Longtime viewers would know from COVID that I could do it easily. Problem is, the VA disability pay, even if I got 90%, wouldn't be enough. I'd still have to work. And for me, it's not so much getting the disability pay, it's just finding something where I don't get hurt anymore like that. I doubt I'd get 100%. Hi, Mittens. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Around the front. There we go. Hi, buddy. Yep. I still have that email. I just need the 5 minutes it takes to actually go through it. Not doing track just yet. Well, let's not discuss the particulars behind that in public, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's very thoughtfully designed in terms of that. They didn't just take the game files and make it look like, all right, Fenrir, catch you later. They actually put some thought behind it, like, okay, what if this actually did exist? Okay. I'll probably finish up this side. That would probably be almost it. So about another half hour or so, depending on how long this takes. Honestly, kind of wish I had a third day off because I'm just now feeling mostly normal. And I wouldn't mind an actual full day off just after recovery to enjoy. Not closing, I could always just call in sick. Doesn't mean I have to go anywhere. No, I need the money more than that. Even $9 an hour at 9 hours at 15 an hour is still quite a good chunk of change that I really can't afford to not have, sick day or not. I'd still get paid, but you know what I mean. Nobody else does it there. I don't want to start doing it there. There. Good God. That is the one thing I will say. The employees we do have don't do that bullshit. The no call, no show. Oh, I'm sick. Excuse me. For everybody that is still here, thank you again for all the resubs and new subs. And thanks for all the old faces coming back out to say hi, too. It is much appreciated. Please, we've just been talking about long hours and work and everything. Do not endanger your own physical health and well-being just to watch me. Don't know when my next day off is going to be. I haven't seen the schedule yet. It's not out yet, at least not as far as I've seen. Um, it could be Sunday, could be Monday, could be next Wednesday. Actually, let me see. Maybe there's been an update. Oh, here we go. So yeah, next Wednesday, Thursday. But in that, there could be a chance for a stream Sunday evening. But that'll be the next day is possibly Sunday, and then next Wednesday, Thursday. Again, to anybody watching, please do not compromise your own health just to watch me glue plastic together. You can wait for next week to do that when I'm actually painting and doing things. You're riding your stationary bike. Hey, that's cool. Getting the exercise in while you're watching. It's actually not a bad idea. Hell, set your phone up to stream on YouTube and just do stationary streams where you just BS with people while you're riding your bike. You can stream to Twitch on your phone too. G2. See if maybe turning into one of the health streams helps. D6. Part of me still wants to do a troll stream where I make a 1/10 scale hot tub, fill it with water and dry ice, and put some of the Frame Arms Girls figures in it. And just title it Hot Tub Streaming, and put it in just chatting to see what happens. Just have the camera on it, nothing else. Maybe some music. You know how pissed I'd be if it actually took off? It's like, wait, I could have been doing this for 4 years now? They're plastic figures. It's not like they're going to get damaged or anything. And you could change it up every few episodes or every few days with, newer types of figures. Yeah, and just do stupid Easter egg shit in the background. Like if you have fake plants behind it, you put the alien and the plants just hiding. Get the lights configured so the audience can mess with them and move the lights around and turn them on and off. It's almost worth doing it just to see if it would work. I got 2 Snailians now. I need to find an 8th scale hot tub. Somebody go on Amazon real quick and see if you can find a small, like, dollhouse scale hot tub. Because then I just need the dry ice or even like a smoke unit from one of my RC tanks just to hook it up to the back of it. Yeah, one of 2 things will happen. My channel will get shut down, or it'll become popular and actually work and maybe start something new. Give me a second. I'll look. I'd almost want to just print my own and actually make it so it could have like the wood trim around the side and other things. Yeah, I'll look a little more after the stream. We might be onto something here. And then in the fall, apply those stupid filters that have like the fake leaves falling in front of it. Same thing for like the summer nights, it puts like fake fireflies over it. In the winter, fake snow. Let's see what we got. Aries for the win. Yep. If I put that on its side and printed it out, I could even stretch the proportions so it would be longer and then narrower. I could get that to print. Big enough to put like 3 or 4 of the figures in it. I'm going to bookmark that. We might be onto something here. Or actually make it function, like make a little water impeller for it and hook some small rubber hose up. Just put a little soap in it and actually have it bubble and moving. So yeah, we might be onto something here. That might be a good like 4th of July stream to start doing that summertime stuff. I'll need time to make it, but yeah, we might be onto something. Because the hard part's always been the hot tub. And I've got the extra figures from so you know the samurai twins, Aries, the ones that you and I have built. I've got the extra bodies from those. I'm gonna have another one from here I'll show you. Not that one. So there's the 2 samurai ones, right? They got the spare bodies. There's going to be another one from this character. And they're basically in swimwear anyway. Who makes figures? I'm talking about like the Frame Arms girls, the ATK girls, the Megami Device figures. It's the same series as the Fox character and the bunny one with the screens. I think this. Hi, Allie. Same manufacturer. But that's something I could put up while I'm at work with royalty-free music, right? And just let it go and have an automated response for anybody that donates or anything like that. And just see what it does, you know? Just put it on and see what it does. Make sure it's in a cat-safe environment first, though. I've also got the Bikini Hraesvelgr kit and enough spare parts for another Hraesvelgr. So I've got some spare bodies I could sacrifice to getting soaked. They're not doing anything but taking up space on the shelf anyway. Hi, Allie girl. Why are you being so shy, huh? It's because the table's taken up, you can't get on it. Here's a little alien. Hi, girl. There you go, girl. Want to get down? I can't have you on the table. I can't have you on the table, sir. Sorry, girl. No, no table. No table. Yeah. Pretty girl, though. Yeah. No, 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 no. She wants on the table. I guess we're taking a cat break. You want to be star of the show, huh? Trying to show Arnie how it's done? Yeah, the glue is sealed. You can't sniff it. Go back in the box for now. But Alex, if you want to see the frame arms figures I've done, I can show you one or two. I need to move around a bit anyway. Cat hair on the nose. Really, Allie? You're not helping things at all. Yeah, this is her stream now. Give me a second. Let me go get a couple. Boop, 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 boop. Mittens. Allie, you have to get down now, girl. And I gotta dust these things. Oh, come on. I got an air filter that's been running now, but I'm trying to de-dust the room. Come on. You gotta come down now. There you go. All right, let me dust it off first, and then this is mostly from when they were upstairs too. Never gave everything a good cleaning. But I'm running an air filter down here most days. So yeah, this is one of the Frame Arms Girl series. Fully posable. Some of them are pervy, some aren't. But they come with options for unarmored legs and arms. So that's what I was thinking of putting in that hot tub. And just hooking a water jet up to it with a little bit of soap in the water to bubble it up. And then here's the other extreme to it where there's more armor than girl left. Ah. I dropped the gun in the hand. Great. That was more of a fall than a drop, but it still counts. Let's get the hand back on, and then we can get the gun back in place. But these are what's becoming known as the Mecha Musume line, or other circles call it girl pla. Either way, they're one-to-one scale compared to the series they're supposed to be in. And then this is just a variation on one of the characters. And that's right out of the box. I did paint the other one. Come on, stay on there. Now I just got to get them back on the shelf without dropping them and having them fall apart. They don't build any differently than, say, a Gundam kit. Just a lot more parts. And the bases don't like to stay up as easily. Be right back. Oh, son of a bitch. I'll finish fixing that one once the stream's over. But just to give you an idea what else is being done with them. Typically, it's only one figure per box, with optional arms and legs. Lately, a lot of them by this manufacturer have been coming with 2 figures per box. And the motorcycle. And it's not just like buying an action figure and putting parts on it. It is a model kit. And this one, apparently, you can do either the motorcycle or a centaur. So that'll be a fun one, if I can ever get around to it. You can get them on Amazon. Typically, they're about $50 to $70 depending on the figure. Some get up into the hundreds, but those are massive. Like, there's one I have that's a character from the original Framearm series, but she's in her gold armor, which is like every character's weapons balled into one. Or you do the hot tub with like one of those, the folding dressing room walls behind it with their armor parts hung on the wall. Yeah, if you want to search on Amazon for them, just look up Frame Arms Girls, Megami Device, ATK Girls. There's a line called MS General. One of them comes with a gigantic motorcycle. What was I going to do? Sorry, having a zone out moment. I think this sprue is done. It is. Howie. Now she's glowering at me. Which one? The recent one that I printed, or one of the other ones? I think I'm done with this sprue too. Yep. Okay. Yeah, the most recent one. Well, if you'd like to, share it. See if anybody else comes and says, whoa. Because I think YouTube, unfortunately, keeps track of how many times one person looks at something. Yeah, I'm happy with how she turned out, too. She looks good sitting next to the Baroness from G.I. Joe. Or did I not show that one off? That's all right. Just don't let my wife find out. Okay, what are we doing here? That. That's why I do this. It's just to put the hobby out there, because you get so many people lately that are trying to be personalities within the hobby. They want to be the next Mig, they want to be the next Shep Payne or Verlinden. But to me, it all feels like it overpowers the hobby of just having fun with it. Just build it. I'm going to have to get the other Hraesvelgr bikini version then, because I've got the white version, now I need the purple version. I even have the red version. I have too many. Drop. Big part drop. I'm trying to be on more often. It's just a matter of self-motivation mostly. And I kind of hate myself at times because it's like I'll be up till midnight or so, right? And if I get off work at say 8, I could have done a 3-hour stream then. But at the same time, I need the rest. I can't just keep chugging like that. I just can't come home from work and immediately start doing that. Or I could wake up earlier. Problem is, I'm staying up late, you know? Not in an unhealthy way. It's not like I'm staying up till 5 in the morning, getting 2 hours of sleep and go to work. I'm balancing out my amount of sleep and my amount of awake time. I just never have enough time in one shot aside from my days off in order to do this anymore. It used to be I'd be home at 2 p.m. after being at work at 8 a.m., you know, and I'd have plenty of time to do a good 3 or 4 hour stream before I'd have to think about dinner or getting ready to go to sleep or anything like that. And I'm trying to get that kind of rhythm going again. And the only way I could do that is right now to probably try and start waking up earlier and pushing myself to do the streams, Basically, you do the work will come to you, right? Oh yeah. And the main issue, and I'll start this with the caveat that this is not every Warhammer painter. Most Warhammer painters I know that I've met in person, or that are in general, are very educational in what they're doing. That said, a lot of them, even when they're building for their own tabletop armies, are stuck in the mindset that they need every figure they're painting to be of Golden Demon quality. When for most people, when they're building a tabletop army, don't care as long as they meet the 3-color rule, they're washed and dry brushed and they look all right. And the things I do, even the things Solway Studios does, are applicable to both Warhammer and regular static model kits. Why do these fit so tight? Change this song too. But there's some people that get so caught up in things like color theory on their figures and this and that. I'm not saying it doesn't have its place, but when it comes to just model building, it's supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, all the advanced techniques in the world don't mean jack shit. And from what I'm seeing on all the talking head channels on YouTube lately, Games Workshop's about to shoot itself in the face anyway. But there's enough channels out there talking about it. I'll let them talk about it, not me. I haven't bought a Games Workshop kit in forever, just given their policies on pricing and overall respect for their customers. I'd rather print my shit for them than buy it. And some of the things they're starting to say they're going to do now, they're pushing even more people away. More power to them. Hey, Moody Paul. I know you're not dead. I've seen you kind of being active on Instagram still. Can't even get this one little bit to go into its hole. That's what she said. I'm waiting for Ares to come in with a giggity. No, he's too busy on his raid. How you been, Moody Paul? Ha! There he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did a radio control demo model, demonstrator version of the A7. The early one that was painted in tans, not the actual one they use now. Ow, 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 ow. Ah, there we go. You're not the only one, Moody Paul. This is the first model I've really worked on for more than 10 minutes in 2 weeks. I just haven't really had the motivation, time, or energy, or a combination of all three. All I know is if I'm going back to the UK, I'm staying the fuck away from Nottingham. I've seen the videos of the machete-wielding thuggies that are running around there. All I can say is this is what happens when a government disarms its populace. Oh, did I say that out loud? And what's the place now that's telling people just to leave their keys outside so people don't have to break into their houses to steal their cars? What place is actually telling people that? I thought that was someplace down under. If I remember right. Excuse me. You're fucking kidding me. And the thing is, we've seen this kind of tactic before. Make everything so dire for the general populace that the draconian action seems to make sense. Right? Just as much as Idiocracy was supposed to be a satire and not a guideline, nor 1984, Judge Dredd wasn't supposed to be a guideline either, but that's the kind of law enforcement is going to take to reverse this shit. And what's worse is Judge Dredd was a European satire on American policing, when it turns out that they're going to need the Judge Dredd style policing to fix the problems in Europe. Oh, that's been around for a while. Why do you think they always want you to use these filters and apps that trace your face on Snapchat and Instagram and all these other things? Just makes it easier for them to collect the data. And then you compare that, right, in Denmark and even in England, what's going on. And then when one of the county sheriffs in Florida says, the dude's coming in your house, fill him with lead, you know? The dude's coming in your house, shoot him. Crime dropped. When the chief of police for a certain county says, please kill them, it makes our job easier. Kind of makes me want to move back to Florida. Come on, go on, wheel. You didn't have trouble before on the other one. Fine, we'll go with this. Believe it or not, Florida isn't as hot as people say. It can be in the summer at times. But that's if you live in, like, fucking Polk County in the middle of the state. If you live on the coast, nah, you get nice breezy days. I mean, yeah, it's still 80 degrees in November. But overall, it's not terrible. And you get your daily thunderstorms. That cools it off for nighttime. You get to be sung to sleep by the sounds of frogs. You wake up to the sound of alligators ringing your doorbell because they're just climbing up the wall. You get the 7-foot-long green iguanas falling out of the trees in the winter when it gets below freezing onto your car while you're driving. So we're not putting the tracks together on this stream, but I can at least show what a mostly assembled tank will look like. Come on, you. Get together. As they say in Rick and Morty, get your shit together, put it in a backpack. No, that's Florida. That's where I grew up. Oh, the thing fell out for the magnet switch. Where can I glue it back in? Yep. And I know that Florida's doing better ecologically than they have been, because When I was down there for my niece's funeral, within 30 minutes, I saw two baby examples of an endangered species less than 100 feet from each other, from two different nests. I'm talking about gopher tortoise. Okay, so we're gonna get a bit fidgety here. The light mechanism fell off of its mounting posts. I mean, sure, where I grew up sounds like a reptile-infested hellscape, but I also used to watch the space shuttle take off from my backyard. Disney was 2 hours away. That's back when, Disney actually meant something. No, a gopher tortoise. They dig holes. But because of the massive urban development going on in Florida in the 80s, as opposed to even now, they became endangered. And you were lucky to see an adult, much less two babies. And I saw two babies within half an hour in one day. Come on, damn it. Did I leave the base loose? Yes, I did. Good. Where did that go? Of course, all the glue's run off. Damn it. Kinda, but not quite. And it's kinda giving me a run for my goddamn money right now. Little fucker. Get on and stay on, you cunt. And now I've got to find this other piece that went walkabout, and then put the whole damn thing back together. I'm leaving the audio portion out. There's a little sound module you can put in underneath this hatch, but you can't have this hatch installed with the audio module in. So I'm leaving the audio module out. I just need to find where the other thing like that went. I saw it bounce. There we go. Ow. Ow. Parts have been found. But I am glad I didn't glue the bottom of the turret in place. But I'll be able to do an Instagram update with this. Hey, at least we haven't yet had to use sneeze yet today, right? Well, we need a lost and found and a ping fuck. The Apocalypse came with a similar light up feature too, but it used an experimental like finger plate to turn on and off, where this just uses the tried and true magnet switch. Oh, what the hell? I had the lights on. Why did they turn off? I'm not magnetic. Oh, looks like one of the batteries went tits up. Great. Yeah, I'll need to get some replacements for those now. I think so. Nope, there we go. It's either the batteries or my electrical connection. Probably my electrical connection. We can fix the electrical. I just twisted it together, however. Let's make it permanent. Ares, I think we need to do another round of Fire Team, but we need to get a third person in here. Someone from the chat, so we can stream it. What? Especially if we can run into that glitch where I can't restock my ammo. What, we both play as medics? Both on medics. You break it and we can restock. How do you mean? Fill in my vacant void of a memory here. I have a lost. That was actually kind of cool. I wish they'd bring out more expansions for it. Well, it's the first game that felt like it belonged in the series outside of isolation. Your wife's calling. Hello? Hello? Okay. It's not any place too expensive, but if you want... I just don't want something heavy, so maybe Chick-fil-A? There you go. So there's that. I need watch batteries, too. Yeah, the kind that go in the cat's laser pointer. Okay. Because for some reason... Well, I think one of the ones in the tank I'm working on went tits up. It's showing rusties. And it's a new battery, too, which is weird. And again... Yeah. Yep. Alright. Let me go. My audience is getting antsy. Alright, love you. Alright, take it easy. Thanks again for watching. 2 hours till wake-up call. Good lord. Don't sacrifice your health to watch the idiot build a tank. I do appreciate it, though. Yeah, there we go. Batteries on. Alright, so we got lights. I'll have new batteries tomorrow. They're easily replaced once they're here. I just want to be sure I can get a couple pictures. There. And then all the wires up in the turret. Well, not just batteries for the tank, though. I want batteries for the cat's laser pointer. I kind of robbed them from the laser pointer for the tank. But that's what the tank mode looks like. I did some pictures already for Instagram of the other mode. I'll probably be keeping it like this. The legs aren't made right to really support it. But let me know what you think. Should I go with the gray like the instructions say? Or go with a Cold War style Murdoch camo where it's the brown and green with the black and sand lines on it? Because if I go with the gray, it's going to look kind of like that. And I'll still paint up the leg parts so they match. But I don't know. I'm kind of leaving this one up to you guys. I'm going to give it probably a week while I build the tracks. See what kind of commentary. Also let me know if people are watching the stream or not. But, yeah, see if people leave comments to say, you know, camo gray, camo gray. I think it would look all right in either one. And I could even carry the colored panels over into that. So I wouldn't be against leaving these blue, like painting them blue, with the brown and green. And I might even do a winter camo like this over it, even though that camo was designed that you paint the brown white, or you paint the green white, but you replace one color with another. But I could do that Murdoch and then do this over it, and then use the hairspray technique to make it look like it's wearing off. Which would still give it that grayed out wintry look with the color panels, but with the camo barely showing underneath it. Which I may have just answered my own question right there. I think we'll go with that. We'll do the Murdoch for now, unless I get a overwhelming vote for otherwise. We'll do that. We'll do Murdoch with the blue with the winter whitewash over, leaving a lot of the whitewash still on to make it look grayed out, but the camo's kind of showing through where it's worn. I think that'll be a good balance. And that way I can do a snow base. I know it's my tank, my rules, but it's also audience participation. It's a neat looking tank, though. And okay, this thing is huge. Give me a second. Let me go get the other one. There's the apocalypse. That's what I was saying too, kind of like an earlier Merkava. But then you got the Russian beast here. But this is twice as wide and even twice as large turret-wise. And then the red lights. Of course, the American one has blue lights, the Russian one has red ones. I really like how that turned out, though. Come on, turn off. Turn off. It's not wanting to turn off. I think this is why they changed to the magnetic switch on the new one. There we go. Yeah, you just tap the hull right there and it turns the lights on. Don't know how it works, but it's weird. Come on. Oh, whatever. I'll get him off in a bit. But I think we'll end stream here anyway. We've got most of the tank. No, you just tap. Got most of the tank assembled. Actually, we got all of it assembled, aside from some of the stowage items. I will probably throw the base coat of green on it tonight, if anything. That way it can cure, and I can start painting the rest of the camo. But yeah, it's been 3 hours, which is about average for my streams right now. And I will see you all later. I'll put an update on Instagram for this for pictures, and I'll probably get a figure out of the cupboard to do a new reel with that I haven't, or a new short with that I haven't done yet. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you everybody who subbed this time, or resubbed. We got, what, 2 resubs and a new sub? So that's great. And we had some bits from Aries. So yeah, it's going well. Hopefully I can be on Sunday evening, because I don't work at close that night. And hopefully it's not, like, insanely busy. Lately it has been. And I will see you all then. So have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.